Hi. Whew, sorry about the wait, everyone. I am your host, Darian Devon, and this is Uniquely Spoken. I do want to, share my co-host. Sister Sakina is not with us today. She was sick, and due to that, and out of respect for all, guests and all parties, um, we want her to get well. And thank you, Sister Sakina, for, letting us know. Without further ado, this is Uniquely Spoken, and I am Darian Devon, and this is episode 3. Today's topic would be judgment, and I have my special guest here, Gerald Love. Um, he's my special guest, and I want to let him introduce himself, what he does for a living, and i.e., he does inspire me. So, yeah, go ahead.
So I'm Gerald Love to be exact. I'm a fashion designer, um, all around artist. I've been doing this for a long time now, and I'm just so happy to be a part of this
Yes.
because we have always just been in communication, and I'm
Yes.
just happy that we finally have sat down and are really getting a chance to really talk and go through some things and key
Yes.
and cackle and
Okay.
everything. So
Yes.
yes.
Okay, so today's episode is about judgment, and I want to start off with an icebreaker um, with level of support.
Yes.
Least or from number one is the best support or supportive, or the number five, least supportive. So I'm going to give you 5 words,
Okay.
and um, you're gonna, say less supportive or supportive. So
Okay.
family, stranger, friends, you, or other. And when I mean by other, it can be spirituality, your religion, or whomever. Like, what does other means to you?
So for me, other, I don't know how to really put this. Other can mean a lot of different things.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you really break it down.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, I don't really know. Cause see, I'm so as far as support
Mm-hmm.
and things like that. I get a lot of support from my friends.
Okay.
That's like a big support system for me.
Okay.
See, my family, they weren't never supportive. Like, I remember when I went to college, they were
Mm-hmm.
like, "You're going to school for fashion?" And I'm like, "Yes." That's what I want to do.
Right.
And they just didn't really support me because they were just more worried about if I was going to be successful, if I was going to be able to make money,
Right.
things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Just being family, just looking
Mm-hmm.
out for your well being.
Right.
But definitely friends. My friends are
Okay.
like a big support system for me.
Okay.
Very big support system.
Gotcha. For me, I say other, like I'm spiritual, more spiritual than religious. So I know there is a God out there. And I know that drives some of what my decision making, other than, myself. I support myself 110%. But the first person or the first, is my spirituality.
Yes.
Then would be me. Then I would say strangers is in third.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
Because I'm in the same scenario with family and friends. I barely have friends. You catch me outside by myself all the time.
Yes.
If I'm not with my sister, who's not here today, shout out to Sister Sakina, or my nieces, Heaven and It, or my nephew, Maynard.
Yes.
It's just the strangers literally gravitate towards me than my actual friends
Okay.
and family. And I don't have no issues with that, don't get me wrong, but sometimes it does bother me.
Yeah.
Because of the topic that we're about to discuss, judgment. So what is judgment to you? We're going to get right into it.
See, judgment for us being young, gay, black,
Man, male.
artistic men, we deal with a lot of judgment. every single day, especially growing up. Growing up, us
Whew.
being in the black community, being young black gay men, we were always criticized for just being who we were.
Yeah.
Um, and it came with a lot of judgment. It is so shunned upon in the black community
Yes.
as far as just being like young gay black men. And, I didn't really have to deal with that
Okay.
because I never had like a coming out story. So, no, I
Me
never
neither, in a
did.
sense.
No,
I'm gonna be honest. Me
I never
neither.
had a coming out story. It just kind of was what it
What it
was.
was.
Yeah, and people just knew what it was and just accepted it. But definitely like growing up in school sometimes and, just the world in general, we're judged every day,
Right.
you know?
So I know for me, judgment is when people like just stare and don't want to say hi. They're already judging me by my cover because
Yes.
of what I wear, like my fashion. I got a great sense of fashion. You do as well. Again, you inspire me.
Oh,
Um, Listen, when I tell you, I literally just today, walking up here, like getting on the bus, I just was getting stares, no highs, but also people were complimenting me.
yes.
So it's just like, don't ever judge a book by its cover because you never know what that person is going through.
Exactly.
How they, it's like the perception of, if I'm judging you, if I'm walking down the street and I'm looking at, why am I doing that? Is it
Right.
something like internally that I'm battling with that I can't, say hi, you look nice, or give a compliment? Some people that I've encountered, it's just like they'll be like, "Oh, you look cute," but really don't mean it.
Yes. Yes.
Is that like a self-reflection, like a self-reflective thing on their end?
Yes.
So,
Um,
is that like part of judgment though,
would I say judge? I don't know if it's judgment.
or self-consciousness? Because we all
Exactly.
want to be perfect or the perfectionist, right?
Exactly. And then, having on what you have on,
It's not acceptable.
and everybody's not comfortable in their own skin. And I think that's a big
That's a big
thing.
thing
When you're comfortable with yourself, can't nobody tell you nothing
at all.
at all.
So I always like that goes into the next question. Do you feel you're judged each day?
Yes. Yes, I do.
How? Even though
I'm
we
judged
just
at I'm judged at work. I'm judged by family. I'm judged by
listen.
friends. But judgment always doesn't mean a bad thing to me. Some people when they judge, they just might not understand. You
Okay.
get what I mean?
Give me an example. I understand, but give the viewers and the audience
So
an
what I mean,
example.
so what I mean by that is there's a lot of people that judge, but they just don't understand. You
Like
know
the
what I mean?
lifestyle,
The lifestyle,
or
or
they
just
don't
who you
understand
are,
you are as a person,
or just
right?
who you are as a person. And I think the judgment comes from not understanding.
Okay.
And a part of it is ignorance, you know?
Ooh, yes.
Yes, a big part of it is ignorance sometimes, you know?
Yes.
But yes, and that's why I said judgment, depending on how you're being judged, it doesn't always mean a bad thing.
Right.
Um, but when you think of judgment,
Yeah,
negative aspects
as a
start
negative
to come
aspect,
into play.
a negative connotation, and it
Yes.
doesn't mean that, like, if so, can it be the way the person receiving the information perceives it,
And sometimes it could just be a look.
the delivery?
Exactly.
I can you can be walking down the street like, oh, what he got on?
Yeah.
Or in a positive way, oh, you smell good. Walking back,
Yes.
like I have gotten like mean looks, good looks. It's just like, or like people stopping me, telling me, hey, you look good. Is it? I'm self-aware of certain things. Excuse me. I'm self-aware and self-conscious about certain things.
Okay.
And when someone would, like a stranger or a bypasser, just would walk by and like look at me like that, I'm like I'm not insecure, but I'm like self-conscious
Right.
of like, why did he do that? Why did he do that?
Yes.
But that's not my issue.
Yes.
Um, I feel like certain things in certain people in society, like you said, does not understand or ignorance, or lack thereof,
Yes.
the knowledge.
For
So,
sure.
for instance, what's it the other day? Nikki concert. Ooh, Nikki concert ate
Yes.
down. Shout out to Nick.
Yes. My big
Onika.
sister.
Okay, my auntie. But yeah, she really did a great job, and I people would critique her no matter what.
Yes.
You know, because she's great at what she does. She's amazing. Um, in a sense, like I don't know if you ever got or you have ever have been like stared upon, like or looked down upon or judged on the things you design,
Yes.
like by strangers. And I feel that like for me, when I look at your page and I look at your Instagram and I look at your designs, I'm like, wait, I need one.
Right.
I need to be up in that because at
That's
the
how
end
I
of
want everybody to feel.
because when I tell you, I sent a couple people your way. Philly Fee, Felicia, my girl, she's an artist.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes. Love her.
She
Love
wants.
her.
Listen, I send people your way because you're great at what you do, and I cannot wait. I really want you to teach me how to sew, how to like
Yes.
actually get in like you went to school for this, and I feel like you've been doing it for so long, and you've
Yeah.
been doing it in your sleep. Honestly, I'm gonna be
Yeah.
honest. Like every time I see you on Instagram, it's like, oh my gosh, you at work in the studio doing whatever
Yep.
you got to do for whoever you have to do it for, your clients, and I commend you for that. And yeah, so we already went by. Sorry, who you're judged by everybody, people at work. Let's talk about the workplace.
Do we have to get into it?
I mean, we can because
Yes.
I recently went through something
Okay.
where I'm not going to share no names. I'm not going to go into detail. Well, I'm going to
Right.
share a little bit about it. I'm not going to go into the big deets. It's just like I used to work at back in the day.
Okay.
I worked at child welfare agency,
Okay.
nonprofit. Let's say who knows. And my supervisor judged me by my cover. Even if it was true or not, it doesn't make like you shouldn't judge. Or if I reminded you of somebody, don't make up anything and say, "Oh, the our clients that we serve don't adhere to my vibrant personality, and all my clients love me. All my
Right.
youth love me." And to this day, when I see my youth as they're grown in their age and they're young, still in their young men, like young women, they always thank me. And even when I see their parents, it's like they thank me, Mr. Thomas. If you didn't say this, I wouldn't be here today. If you didn't, and that brings
And that's all that matters, though.
that
As long
common
as you're-
denominator.
Yes.
As long as I'm making a positive impact in somebody's
Yes.
life. So the workplace can get real tricky,
Very tricky.
and you can have like people that quote unquote support you, but then backstabbers too.
Yes.
Looking
Yes.
at you like,
You have to watch.
let me see how I can, get him to get this and tell him his stuff. Because no, I'm an open book in a sense at work, but I'm like a ticking time bomb as well, and I'm trying my hardest not to. Because I'm a people's person, but you rub me the wrong way, it's like, gotta stand clear from you.
Yeah, me too. And see, I manage a whole sewing factory. That's what I do.
Y'all get with them.
Yeah. So not only
Yo-
do I design for my own brand, I also manage a sewing facility for a costume company in Glenside. So what I do
I'm about
is,
to
so
fit it down to the T, y'all.
So what I do is I basically manage the whole floor. So
Okay.
basically what happens is the guy who owns it, my boss, he comes to me and he gives me a design, a sketch that he's done. And what I do is I take it, sometimes help him tweak it, depending on what it is. And then from there, I do a sample.
Okay.
and we make sure that the sample is perfected as far as
Okay.
patterns, as far as just design, making sure all the proportions are right and everything
Right.
like that. And then from there, I give it to my production floor,
Okay.
and they
And
start
that's
sewing it.
listen, I'm not gonna lie, that army fatigue.
Did you live?
I
Did
live.
you
I
live? I'm
lived for
happy.
that. And
I'm
look, wait,
happy.
wait. And then cause I'm gonna be honest, Nicki Minaj, Nicki,
Big sister.
come see your little brother.
Okay.
For real.
I've been looking for you. I need you.
I'm a tag her.
Yes.
Because I keep like even if you start low, like is that if she's your like main person, go for it. But start. I know. Listen, I've known even when you said that you had a conversation with one of your friends about you feel like you need to be doing more.
Yes.
You're learning from the best right now, and I'm gonna be honest. That conversation made me like sit back and like, wow,
Yeah.
you're surrounded by millionaires, billionaires, honestly.
Yes.
So in the industry that you're in right now.
Yes.
No shade. And for me to have you as a guest on here, I'm honored. One, because you inspire me.
And I appreciate that
Two,
so very much.
I want people to know who you are. Cause yes, I know you're very introverted.
I
But sometimes you
am.
gotta come out that shell.
I. You know what? I'm so. The last couple years of my life, I just was going through a lot of things, bad breakup, just different
Hold on. You know about the
situations.
bad breakup.
Just different situations that just kind of closed me off to like the world. So now I'm just so like a mystery to people. Like even when I design, like I design, but I try my
With
hardest
a
not to be
twist.
too much on Instagram. You know how this is my thing. I feel like
I know what you about to
now
say.
I feel like
Everybody
people's
don't need to
life,
know your whole moves.
yes,
Every moves.
and I feel like social media has allowed for everybody to really be into your life too much. And for me, I don't like that. I'm a private person. And I
Ooh.
think that sometimes on social media people expose too much of themselves. Sometimes you still want it to be sometimes you still want to be a mystery. Sometimes you still want people to
That suspense.
yes,
Ooh,
to guess.
what he about to design
Yes.
next? What's
Yes.
the next?
Yes.
I'm gonna be honest. I feel like leave him on a cliffhanger. Like I'm gonna
Yes.
be honest. A lot of people that's within my friend group know that I want to be like an artist, like
Yes.
a music artist. And I feel like those same people, some of them judge me, right? So it's up to me because I'm my own critic, like my own worst critic,
Me
at
too.
the same time as well. So I went to this fashion show
Okay.
this past Sunday
Okay.
last weekend, and it was awesome.
Okay.
One of the guys, the event, like where he had the studio, the owner, he was like, "We told the models you were a scout." I was like, "Wait, a scout for real?" Because wait, I was really dressed to a T,
Yes.
and the designers brands that were there that were the models were modeling, they really were nice to me. And I liked it. It was giving a little hood, but I like it. I like the little band bougie,
Yes.
little
Me
hood
too.
bougie.
Yes.
But I feel like I was out of place in a sense because I was dressed nice. Like you never know who you're going to meet. That's how I dress. Dress to impress somebody.
Yes.
First impression is the
You
lasting
never leave,
impression.
especially as a gay black man, you never leave out your house without being put together.
At
At
all. So
all.
so even if you walk to the corner
Is it-
store,
I will throw it on, okay? Let me tell
listen,
you, my days in West Philly, honey, I would get dressed just to go to the poppy store. Don't
not to
play with
getting
me.
dressed to the poppy store. No shade, because
Because I
that's
might not
cute.
know who I'm going to
Listen,
see.
okay.
You just never know.
So I want to ask this question: are we judged, or just people in general? Are we judged by people we surround ourselves with?
Yes.
Because if you, I don't want to get into it, but give me an example.
I think that before I get to the example, I think that when you're surrounded by people that love you, they're supposed to judge. And what you and like I said, what I mean by that is it's not intentional,
Okay.
but you might have a friend who you might say, I'm moving to LA tomorrow.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
And
You.
that friend
Ooh.
is going to judge. Like, are you ready for that? I don't think it's for you yet.
But how do you know? I never tried it yet.
Exactly.
Are you gonna hold
And
me back?
right.
So it's just so OMG.
Yes.
I'm gonna be honest. That was one of my examples. So no, for real.
Think alike.
Because
Yes.
I literally, I feel nothing nothing. I have nothing. How can I say this? There's nothing left here in Philadelphia, PA for me.
Okay.
In Pennsylvania at all for me.
Okay.
Um, my mother passed away 4 years ago.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'm at a point where I can talk about it without crying. You know, um, biological siblings. I'm barely in touch with them.
Yeah.
Other than the people I call my family now, is I'm gonna be honest, is why I'm second guessing on leaving. I'm gonna be honest, because
Okay.
am I ready? I feel like I'm ready, but it's like, again, I critique myself. I'm like, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. But maybe one day I'll take that risk and be like, hey yo, I'm sorry, I'm about to leave, but I'm not sorry. This is for me. I'm gearing myself up to that point. And I'll come back to visit. Don't get me wrong, because Philly is my hometown. I just don't want to be here, like reside here anymore.
You just kind of feel like you
I'm
have
over it.
exhausted Philly.
Exhausted.
And you have a lot of wounds here. So I get,
Ooh.
yes.
Whitney,
Yes. Yes. So I get what you mean by like, I'm ready to go, you know? But like I said, that move, people are going to have a
They're going.
judgment.
But is that like? So, for instance, he's not ready. Are you basically trying to pray on my downfall in a sense?
See, it all
Is that
depends on the
is that
person.
judgment though?
It is.
Because
It is.
I had so many like coworkers, like people in general. I know I'm a vibe. I know I'm a positive, like bright person. The way you meet me is like, oh, I'm vibing because they're not
Yeah.
like say, hey, you
Yes.
got the jackets.
Yes.
Let me get your
Yep.
Instagram.
Yes.
Like
That's
I
how we
wasn't.
met.
I wasn't like. Cause you were dope. You had on your jacket. You had on your brand.
Yes.
And it was so cute. And I can't wait. When you're doing it this season?
Oh,
Hold
you
on.
know,
Ooh.
that's what I'm getting prepared for now. That's why I haven't been like chilling, haven't been dropping much because I'm like winter is a fly bitch sport. So that's where all the girls are supposed
Fly.
to throw it on. So winter is like a very big season for me
I'm
because
gonna be honest. That is
yes,
my season.
yes,
I love the cold. Come out here. People
me
are like, why
too.
he coming out here? Cause I can.
Okay,
And I can do it. This is my
okay,
season.
okay.
So do you feel like criticism is judgment?
Yes, it's all in one. It is. Because if you're criticizing me, you're also judging me.
So can criticism be positive as well?
Yes.
Okay. So is that still judgment? If it's positive? I just want to
Yes.
because I feel like it depends. So
That's how I feel
I'm gonna
too.
tell you how I feel like it depends.
Okay.
Because, for instance, if you design something
Mm-hmm.
and I say freestyle, right? If I say
Yes.
freehand, I'll give you and you measure me, get my measurements and stuff. And my favorite color is yellow, by the way. And you put orange on it. Like you put orange, the whole outfit is orange. Like the thing, like the piece is orange. And I'm like, hey, like I didn't ask for that. That's like in a sense criticism, but I can still rock it.
Right. Mm-hmm.
That's still positive criticism.
Right.
But I feel like when people put money down for stuff, it's like, oh, it's end all be all. No, I don't want it. I don't like that's where like when a person's finances is involved, I feel like that's when people really get like, the end of the stick. Like the
Yes.
I
For
feel
sure.
like for me, when I when I when I get criticism, I try to decipher it if it's positive or negative.
Me as well. I do the same.
Because of the simple fact that I don't want to be perceived as somebody's guinea pig.
Right.
And I don't want to, like, I know I'm a ball of light and I know I'm like a positive energy type of person. So if I didn't, like, I'm a firecracker at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to give off, if you're being nice, that's how I got to decipher it. It may take a day or two.
Okay. Let me think
But
about it.
let me think about that.
Yes.
But I don't want to come off as this, oh, I'm a bitch.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because people have been saying, oh, you've been coming off so arrogant. No, I'm very confident in who I am.
Exactly.
When I walk out the house, I know I got to put on that. Not put
Mm-hmm.
on. I know I'm that boy walking out the house, whether I'm in these boots, whether I'm in this, like, I know, like, somebody tried me today. Literally walking out. She was like, "Oh, you look nice, girl." I said, "I'm a man." And I said,
Exactly.
I said, thank you, but I'm a man.
Exactly.
But she was
You know
like, ooh.
us.
She was like, ooh.
That's
I
how
said,
we key, especially gay men.
But-
Oh, girl, did it? But you was trying to.
But she was with her
She was trying to
man. Like,
bid.
she was with her man,
Oh,
though.
yeah,
And it
so
was
she
just
was
like, it
trying
was
to-
given very much, I don't want your man.
Okay. Okay.
Even though
it
I'll
was one
take
of
him,
them.
but
okay.
I don't want
Oh, oh, it was one of them sets.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he wasn't it. We're not going to get into that. That was a little side note. But the next question I have, do you feel the perfectionist attitude? Are you a perfectionist?
I am.
As a designer?
I am.
As a person?
I've always tried to be, but I know everything's not gonna be perfect.
I'm the
know?
same way. No
Yes.
shade. I'm the same way. So I feel like if one, I'm learning. I'm learning. I'm getting better with, like, you know, if a wrench comes in, like, you know, somebody throws a wrench in my day, not to go like, you know, oh, it's the end of the world. I used to be like that. Like, it's the end of the world. Even in elementary school, middle school, high school, it's the end of the world. I don't want to do this no more. I'm good.
Me down.
Listen.
Same exact way.
So I'm learning to understand that everything, if you put your best foot forward,
Yes.
that's perfect for
Yes.
me in
Yes.
my eyes.
Because you're gonna fall, and I think that like a lot of people are afraid of falling, but it's life, and it comes with the journey. You have to fall, because how are you ever going to learn?
And how are you going to pick yourself back up?
Exactly.
If it ever happens again.
Exactly.
So I have a question that's off topic, but it's going to connect it, I
Okay.
feel like.
Okay.
Suicide Awareness Month, or mental health in general. I feel like everyone is judged by that, just having or being diagnosed as,
Yes.
you know, bipolar, schizophrenic, ADHD. But I feel like, or having suicidal thoughts or ideation, I feel like that you are not alone. Like, people are like, I have a message to, like, the world. You are not alone. Whoever is feeling like they're unsafe, or whether they're going through domestic violence, whether they're going through any mental health issue, you are not alone, because the next person that's sitting next to you or walking past you or at your desk may be going through the same thing, and you never, or something similar or something way worse. You never know. So you are not alone. I just saw something on social media last night and I was crumbled. This girl, she was an artist. I forget her name. Petty Levels. That's her name on Instagram and stuff. I guess her actual name was Mia.
Okay.
You know Lee Mason? She's a rapper.
No.
When you get a chance to look her up. So she was under Lee Mason, and it was like, you know, stuff going on, and she committed suicide. So you never know what a person is going through.
You don't.
And I say that to say, like, people judge people based off of, like, judging them from the book of like the cover of the book, and don't even know them, don't even know that they're going through, like, don't even know that if I say something to them, that may be the last time he's seeing them.
Yes.
So even when, quote unquote, people call me, I'm learning to not, I don't have to answer every call.
Yeah.
because that was a
That's
trigger for
true.
me. That was a trigger for me because my mom, and when a close friend, was calling me, I didn't answer, and it's like, oh, they're not here no more. That was a real trigger, especially my friend. So it's just like that's a real trigger. So I try to answer, and I'm learning to put my phone on do not disturb now. I'm gonna be honest. That was hard for me.
Was it?
I'm gonna be honest. Yes.
Mine stays. Do you not know everybody gets so irritated with me because my phone stays on do not disturb.
Oh
And,
wow.
and I used to be like that too. I never would. I always used to just leave my phone open. Like I never would put it on do not disturb. But then I'm like,
I'm at
I'm
work and it's getting
tired.
this, that.
Yeah.
Or I'm trying to get some Z catch up on some
Yes.
Z's and girl, what's this? What's this?
Yes.
I'm sleep.
Yes. And I was just on some. I'm tired of y'all. I need a break. I need a minute.
Let me go on a little hiatus.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's yes, because me, I'm just one of like I said, I'm such a introvert that like I can go missing from the world
Ooh, and nobody know it.
and nobody will know it. That's
I'm
how closed off I am a lot of times. You know what I mean? But a lot of that
but when you pop out, you pops out.
exactly.
People
And
be
my
like, ooh,
clothes
yeah.
speak for themselves. So
Yes.
I always say I don't have to say much because my appearance and what I design is always just gonna speak for itself.
Top tier.
Yes.
When I talk top tier.
Yes, yes. Tell them
So-
girls.
I'm
whole
being honest.
diva.
Wait.
A whole diva.
Just wait. Just the shirt that I got. What did it say?
The prettiest bitch, but shit can get ugly.
Like Kendall. Like Kendall. You heard.
Yes.
But that like I was so simple in a sense, but I was cute at the same time at Nicki
Yes,
concert.
you did look
so
cute. You did look
it's just
cute.
like I know how to put things together. And at first I didn't try it on at first. 'Cause I'm like held it up. I'm like it's not oversized, but when I actually put it on, I'm
Put
like
it on.
ooh. I said
Yeah.
super T y'all. Go
Yes.
on my Instagram. There
Yes.
is divine.
Yes.
Doing fine. But so the next part is we're gonna talk about some quotes, and we're gonna get from here.
Yes. Let's
Thank
get
you,
into
niece.
it. Yes.
Stop dreaming and start doing. Thank you, niece. Heavy, my hearty. So I'm gonna let you, by further ado, I want you to
Pick
start
one.
first. You pick one. Start first.
Let's see.
It's the long one. Turn it around. I think. Yep, turn it around. Mm-hmm. You know the printer paper was mm-hmm. Now what did you get?
Okay.
Speak loud. Sorry, no.
The trouble with most was excuse me.
It's okay. Take your time.
The trouble with most of us is that we would rather be ruined by praise than saved by criticism.
Ooh. I'm sorry. Say that again.
It says the trouble with most of us is that we rather be ruined by praise than saved by criticism.
So, can I elaborate on that a little bit?
Yes.
So, I feel like what that quote is saying is basically people can, like the example I gave earlier. Somebody can say, "Oh, you look really nice," and really don't mean it.
Mm-hmm.
That's a form of praise.
Yes.
So I'm glorifying that praise, but when somebody critiques me, it's just like, oh my gosh. But in a sense, that's the same thing because she didn't really mean that.
Right.
So how can I get an all moment like, oh, he did that. He did that. But I ain't gonna lie, at the concert, everybody, I feel like I was Nicki in a sense.
Yeah.
No shade.
Yes.
I was like really hyping everybody up, hyping myself
Yes.
up. No shade. I felt good. And this is
Yes.
the second time I went.
Oh, I love that.
PF2.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. So you want to, elaborate on that or no?
Okay. So for me, I agree exactly with what you said.
Okay.
And criticism, it's just gonna happen.
Mm-hmm. No matter if it's positive or negative,
And
it's the way
just
you
is a
accept
thing.
it.
Yes, and it is.
But
And
how do people accept criticism in general? Now, let's say
you have to be, first of all, you have to be secure with yourself, and you have to be strong mentally as well. Because sometimes there's certain people in this world that can't take criticism at all.
and I used to be one of them.
And for me, you'll never grow
Mm.
because Because I used to be like that. In
Mm-hmm.
my early 20s, honey, couldn't nobody tell me nothing.
Oh,
About what I
baby.
did, how I designed, the way I walked, the way I talked, the way I acted. Couldn't nobody tell me nothing.
Yes.
And I used to be one of the type of people where, like, if you criticized me, I would get angry. I would get pissed. I would want to rumble. I was
Be-
one of those.
is it because of the perfectionist like mind
Yes.
mentality and mindset, right?
Yes. Yes.
I can relate to that.
Yes.
I'm gonna be honest. I can really relate to that because ever since when I used to model,
Okay.
and I watched America's Next Top Model. Even when she brought the boys on, I was like, I want to try out. But me trying to be a perfectionist, I'm going to win. You got to have that attitude. But even if you
Yes.
don't win, you still got to say, I'm a winner.
Exactly.
So I didn't audition, but I got to a point where I was going into auditions out, not that big of an audition. I went to CCP, and I literally found a group of friends, and shout out to Lauren. We really ate down. I got a picture on my Instagram. I think I was holding her like the Titan. I was like, oh my gosh, not me. And I called myself an environmentalist model. Like I was always in the woods, leaves,
Oh,
stuff like that.
Yes.
So I like nature. So me being a perfectionist, I feel like I gotta be like, no. If it's the off guard moments for me that really like make a photo rather than me staring in the camera. Like
Yeah. Because then you get awkward. I don't know how to
Yes.
pose.
And you overthink the pose.
Yes. Then you start to look crazy because you're like, yes.
So I feel like with that, it's just you could be a perfectionist, but always know that perfection is nobody's perfect.
No.
Like Hannah Montana, nobody's perfect
At all. Because they're just not.
Let me see. Which one I want? Let me stop. Ooh. I think I said this already. The harshest critic is always going to be yourself. Do not ignore that critic. However, don't give that critic more attention than it deserves. And that was by Michael Ian Black.
I liked it that.
I love that.
I like that.
Because it's like you focus more on the negative than the optimistic side of everything. It's just like, oh, I got one mistake. So I'm an improver. I like to show, like, I don't have to make a mistake. I know how to learn from that mistake.
Right.
So I like to make improvements on, even at work, in a workplace. So if I'm not typing up to par, and I know I don't like to type, but I love computers, don't get me wrong. And then typing is a part of my job. So I have to, I took typing classes and I hated it.
Yes.
So it's just like, I can make improvements. I can make adjustments. It's just like, don't be so hard on yourself.
Yeah. For sure.
And then that perfectionist, back in the day, oh, baby. Somebody could be like, oh, you did this wrong. Oh, well, you do it. You do it.
Yeah.
Even in team efforts, listen,
Yes.
I was like, yeah, you do it.
Yes.
But I was in a team effort. I was always feel like I always took majority of the work and just still gave it to I did all the work and made everybody, claim everybody did it. But I know I did it.
Yeah.
Did you ever have that in school? Like in group projects?
You know what? I was mean.
Ooh. Not mean.
I wouldn't say mean.
The mean girl.
To me, and this is not even what people were doing at my age back then. I just wasn't interested in.
Okay.
So I was just very like, I didn't care. It was just a very like I didn't care attitude about everything. You know?
Like you were interested in what you were interested in.
Yes.
Even if
I just did not like. I just didn't care.
Okay.
And I was just always like that until I got to like my 11th or 12th grade year. Like I started to change because I knew what I wanted a little bit more.
Okay.
And I knew that I would have to change as a person to get it. You know?
Okay. What school did you go to, by the way? I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm all in your business. Hold on.
So, guess where I'm originally from?
New York?
I'm from a small town in PA.
In PA? Hold on. Let me think. Hold on. Because we're not going to say Grove City. Is it?
I am from a small town called
Altoona?
Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania.
Beaver Falls, Beaver Falls. Is that, hold on. Is that in Bucks County?
No, it's Beaver County.
Oh, Beaver County.
Um,
Wait, is that
we
near
have one high school.
Roland? I think I know exactly where that is. That Central PA?
No, it's more towards. It's like the
Scranton.
Pittsburgh, PA area.
No, no. I went to Grove City
Did
High
you?
School,
Okay,
but it was
yes. But the
no.
craziest part is,
It was an all boys school.
really,
I ain't have a prom.
uh, terrible.
No, for sure.
But
I want to do a redo.
I'm from such a small place, but Philly has always been my second home because my family's up here. I've been back and forth here since I was 6 years old.
Okay.
I went to high school in the county for some time. I went to Academy Park. I don't know if you know that school.
That's where Lee Mason went to school.
Yes, that's where I went.
Roland.
I went to Academy Park for a little, but I was always
You might know.
back and forth.
You might know. Do you know Jameer? Hold on. That's a side note. Hold on.
You gotta show me.
Bunky.
You got
Bunky. He went there with Lee Mason.
but I've always just been back and forth from where I'm from
Okay.
to Philly because Philly's always been my second home.
Okay.
You know, you say anything about Philly, honey, I'm ready to check you.
Oh,
You
let's
can't
go
really
to
say
work.
nothing too much to me about
Okay.
Philadelphia. Grow what?
Well, now we
So,
can.
yeah.
Now we can. 'Cause Philly.
But you know what? I will say this. And I think that, and this is for people that's watching this who have not been to Philly. Philly is a great place.
It is. It's just the motherfuckers in it.
But, and I know this is off topic, but I just want
No,
to say
come-
this because I think that sometimes people perceive Philly as just like this terrible place. And I'm
I
like,
know.
no, Philly is talented. Philly has
Very
a lot
much.
of talent here.
Yes.
Philly is eclectic. It's innovative. It has its own beat. And I
Ooh.
think that a lot of people, like when you
No
come
shade.
visit,
No shade.
yes.
Western part of PA is a difference. Pittsburgh, no shade to Pittsburgh.
Yes.
They be like, my G rays, cuz I had to say, what's G rays? I'm like,
that's how they
G-rays.
talk.
That's my
Yes.
grandma. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yes. That's
They say
exactly how
they
they
say
talk.
pop. We say soda.
Yep. They say
They
pop.
say water. We say water.
Yeah. That's
Or,
exactly
like-
how they talk.
Like water ice is over there is Italian ice.
Yes. Yes.
It's so
And
weird.
it is. And
But-
now I'll be like, they be like Italian ice. I'm like, what is that? Because, you know, it's very much water ice for me. And, you know, it's just different because they don't have poppy stores.
At all.
So for me,
Child,
I
you
just,
drive to the nearest sheets.
to me, I'm like, because that's like literally like, okay, so I went to the Art Institute
Okay.
of Pittsburgh. I'm from a small town, but I went to the city to go to school.
Okay.
I did 4 years. I received my bachelor's in fashion
Period.
there. And I left, came to Philly, couldn't find work, left again, then came back, left again, then came back, and now I've been here permanently for 7 years.
Okay. Listen,
Yeah.
I feel it's time for me to go from Philly. I'm no shade. Philly will always be my hometown. I love y'all down in Philly, but it's time for me to go.
But I understand.
Because it's always going to be, and this is going to be wherever you go though. Philly is an awesome city, like you said, innovative, very unique. I'm gonna tell you, unique. We have so many unique people. We've been through a lot, just Philly alone.
Yes.
So I just feel like my time here is done. Coming soon.
understand.
Hold on, coming soon.
Yes.
I'm not going to say it now, but within the next 4 or 5 years,
Yeah.
I do want to have a child, right? So everybody knew that.
Children?
A child.
A child.
Maybe one. I don't want to be one and done because I'm the only sibling right now.
Okay.
That don't have any children.
Okay.
But I want one.
Understand.
Or maybe
so-
2.
I'm so selfish. I don't think I could ever
Oh.
have kids. You know, the life
My
I
niece and
want.
listen, my baby will be your niece or nephew. You got a baby. Come on, not
Yes.
too much.
Yes. Now see,
You'll
my
love her.
friends' kids, Love my
them to-
nieces
but you
down,
wouldn't
but
want
I know
one?
you got to go home at the end of the day.
You can return them.
Yes.
Okay.
So I
Don't
can
send
have you all
back.
day. You would come spend the night. I can take
Oh,
you out. Let's go shopping. Let's go to the park. We can do it all.
listen.
But I know, your mother coming to pick you up. So
Okay. So I really want to thank you for
yes.
this opportunity, like for coming. I want to like really thank you for sharing everything that you shared with us today. Just I really am proud of you. No
Thank
shade.
you.
Listen, you really do inspire me to want to continue with fashion.
And I appreciate that because, and I don't mean to cut you off,
No,
but I'm
go
going to say
ahead.
this. I appreciate that because growing up, like in my walk of life, I've always like, when I was younger, it was just, oh, this is what I want for myself, and it doesn't matter. But as you grow, when I
You
can
got people
inspire
watching.
someone,
You got people watching you.
you have people watching you,
Your
and when
every
I
step.
can, yes, and when I can inspire someone, that is just like so like I just
Listen,
take that
I
to
need
heart.
y'all to go follow him on Instagram.
Please
look at his
do.
stuff.
Yes.
Share his garments. Share his listen. Because at the end of the day, you're somebody.
Thank you.
And no shade to the other designers. Y'all somebody too. But this, baby, Gerald.
I appreciate that.
Listen, his last name Love ain't no for no reason now.
Okay.
Huh. So I want to end off by saying this.
Yes.
This is the 3: be daring, be bold, be you. That's like, my saying.
Yes.
My little motto. So without further ado, I want to thank everyone for episode 3, Judgment. And I always want you to be daring, be bold, be you. One more time. Be daring, be bold, and be you. Woo! Where's Engage? I didn't even get the...
That was cute.
That was cute.